Hello guys, today I have another video for you. This time I'm going to be looking at Demavend post-patch and how we can maybe make this leader good. And in fact, this deck I think is a pretty good attempt at that. I've actually seen, I think Trinet has a version of Demavend as well that he was playing at some point, but this is my take on Demavend, and a little bit of a weird one. I'm actually not using too many engines, which is typically what Demavend wants to do. In fact, I'm going to be relying on only a small amount of machines and I guess Anna Strenger, Tridem Infantry, Botchling, and that's pretty much all the engine potential this deck will have. But you're going to rely on, yeah, just those engines surviving at some point, or them running out of removal, and just the pure value of the deck in general, rather than needing the engine value over a long round. So this is kind of a value Demavend deck, is what I like to call it, and yeah, we're going to be able to do a lot of great stuff with this. So what are the card choices? Well, we have Horn because good value card. Why not? Guys, okay. I put Horn in every deck, but okay, it's good. Okay, guys, it's good. Don't, whatever. I know there's going to be a YouTube comment. Commander's Horn in the deck, Mr. Freddy. Yeah, okay, sure. Good stuff. Commander's Horn, great. Good value. Naneke, this is really solid. Yes, it's row locked, and that means they can move it sometimes, the opponent, but you do have 3 charges boosts, which, makes her 9 for 9 when she goes off, which she does a lot of the time because of her high base strength. There's also a lot of synergy with her and Tridem Infantry, and you can give Naneke charges with Demavend, so that's really neat. If you get her on the board with a Tridem, you can actually get quite a few points from her charges. Really, really nice. Stannis is there just for some nice value. He's usually about worth 9 points if you count the charge being worth about 2 points on the whole. Sometimes 3, sometimes 1, but Stannis is good value in a deck relying on units with having those charge abilities. We have Unicorn Kyrenex, of course, very good value cards. Roach for a bit of thinning. I think thinning now after the Mulligan patch is very, very nice. And for that reason, I'm running Roach as well as the Witches, just to thin out a lot of cards and get to our good stuff, the Commander's Horn, and all the combo pieces later in the game. We also have Botchling for a nice, really this engine is so good because if it doesn't get fully removed, if it takes damage, it can then transform itself. This is after the patch. They've actually changed the card, so now it basically heals all the damage it's taken once you change it into a Lubberkin or a Botchling, by clicking its order effect. So, really, really effective engine that can tank damage, synergy with Tridem, really awesome stuff. Next we have Vess. She's just good in general. Her Zeal effect can help you with the machines to get value, and with Naneke as well. Otherwise, just 4-point removal, very solid. We've got Anna. Works really well with all the boosting that you'll see we have alongside Naneke and all that. Just a really solid engine when she sticks. She doesn't often stick, but when she does, she's really, really effective. We have Araka's Venom. I think this one's really important in a lot of decks now because witches are so common. Now that mulligans are, more prevalent, you're able to run more thinning cards, and that just makes Araka's Venom even stronger than it already was, which it was pretty strong. I mean, this is typically 9 for 7, which is a lot of points, maybe 8 for 7 sometimes, but very, very good card. We have ballistas, reinforced ballistas. Siege towers are our main engines here. Siege tower is kind of the most important to keep alive because it has big synergy with Tridem Infantry and Anna Strenger. You can boost both of those with this, and it's going to get you 2 points for every charge you throw onto it. So really good engine. Reinforced ballista is also pretty strong if you can remove a lot of stuff with it, if you can keep it alive. Usually it's going to die, but you want to use these as bait effectively to keep your siege towers around. Either make the opponent move these ballistas or destroy them or whatever, if you can. And ballistas are kind of there as the safe alternative to the other 2 machines. They're usually not going to get removed. They're usually going to find the value. Yes, okay, for every charge you put onto this, you only get 1 point instead of 2, but it's safe points. And we are running siege support as well to give 2 charges to a machine ally. So having a reliable machine there is very helpful. Yep, Kedwenny Sergeant, of course, working with that Tridem Infantry as well. Tridem can really, really snowball some rounds and just put down the value even if you don't have a lot of, boosting engines going on. So this combo is really nice as well. Worth noting, you can actually add charges to the Kedwenny Sergeant even after he's used all of them. So this guy's pretty sneaky. He can give you a lot of Demavend value if your other engines do get removed. But yeah, the idea of the deck is pretty much use these engines if you can. If they get removed, you're probably still okay because the deck has a lot of just raw points. You know, you've got Witchers, Roach, you've got Vest, Botchling. There's just so many good cards in the deck. Horn, Unicorn, Caranex, etc. I could go on, but I think you get the idea. So with that being said, let's jump into a game or two and see how this goes. Alright guys, looks like we're going to be up against the man himself, Mr. Foltest. See who the best Northern Realms leader really is. So okay, I mean mulligans, we can do whatever we want. We usually want to get rid of the bricks, of course, first. Then maybe your lower priority engines such as ballistas. Here we could definitely throw one away if we're not scared of drawing a Witcher, and I think we probably do that. Tridem is an okay draw. Typically you're going to need, you know, a couple of engines to win a round. Maybe a Tridem infantry with some synergy. Maybe Botchling just to carry it home, etc, etc. And it's important to try to maximize the value on your Demavend charges. So here we could definitely go with the Reinforced Ballista to get the most value on Demavend, but probably I'm actually going to start with Ballista and throw the Demavend charge onto that. If he does remove this, it's not as bad as him removing the Ballista, because, you know, it's a higher base strength and doesn't require, you know, that you damage with it to get its value, basically. It looks like he's going to be playing Spears. It's pretty interesting. So we'll see if he tactical advantages. If he doesn't, we can actually kill this Lyrian Arbalist. So I think we definitely do that. We go with Botchling now. That will damage his, you know, Arbalist to kill it after we do 2 damage now. Very cool. I haven't seen many artifact Foltests around, but I guess it's, yeah, maybe just because it's a new patch, people playing some wonky stuff potentially. Very cool. But yeah, Botchling is going to be really solid here. Probably should have played it in the other row now that I think about it, but whatever, guys, whatever. It's not even a problem because Botchling can, of course, transform itself and basically take away all the damage that's been dealt to it up to that point. So we can just, yeah, we can click this every turn basically to deny him the value on that. And I think we'll do that. Why not, right? We'll probably actually play Tridem here because it might get the boost, get a free point effectively. If that happens. If not, then okay, we can wait on that, no problem. It might die now, but we have another one in hand to be okay. We should probably also play this Reinforced Ballista soonish, so we get the Demavend procs, but it's not too big of an issue. We can also play Sergeant if the Tridem survives. If it doesn't survive, he'll have hopefully used a bit of removal that he can't then use on Ballista. And if it does survive, we can just play Kedwenny Sergeant and get the value on Demavend that way. So kind of win-win. Looks like he is going to kill that, which is kind of a shame, but it also means his Trebuchet doesn't do anything. I mean, it wasn't going to do anything anyway, but yeah, not too bad for us. And it's a big commitment from him. That's the Synthesis and Foltest proc. So no problem. We can definitely go with Kedwenny now. And we can, of course, give it the Demavend charge as well, which is pretty neat. I don't know, this deck feels very good. It's like you don't require these you know, engines to be living the whole time, which a lot of Demavend versions do require. Here you can always find value on the Kedwenny boys, which they, you know, typically aren't going to remove, and on other stuff. And there is the pass from the opponent, so we could take this with a multitude of cards here. I guess we probably want to play Ballista. And you expect Venom to get a lot of value against potentially those Revenants that he'll have later on. So we'll go for that. And probably we're favoured in a long round against Foltest, so I think we do take the pass. The scariest things he could have would maybe be Corvo, Avalak, Orkvist is pretty nasty in a long round, but typically our engines are gonna win it if we're able to make them work and not get too many removed. So we probably don't want siege supports. These are like lowest provision kind of crappy cards that rely on you having a machine on the board. And of course Witcher can go there as well. We have a lot of powerful cards in hand right now. You see the Witchers, Unicorn, Caranex, Commander's Horn, all that good stuff. So looking okay. We could definitely take the pass. We actually get an extra mulligan charge for dry passing here. He does as well, so it counters that, you know, cancels it out, doesn't really matter. But a pretty cool, you know, fact that we don't actually have to play another card here like we would have done in pre-patch Gwent. So that's pretty neat. Also, guys, forgive me if I sound quite tired today. I am quite tired. I've had a bit of a long one. It must be said, bit of a long day. And he's actually going to play 2 cards here, which he doesn't need to do. But Okay, I mean, if he was going to mulligan one of these away anyway, then playing it is effectively the same deal as mulliganing it. He's going to draw 3 cards anyway, but we get extra mulligan charges because we didn't play any cards there, so that's cool. We'll mulligan this guy again. Don't really need him. We can then probably get rid of Arachas Venom, maybe? Honestly, guys, I like this hand a lot. If we mulligan again, we're either going to hit a card that's worse than what we mulligan, or we're going to hit a brick even, which would be terrible. So let's hold on to this. We've probably got enough engines to make this round work. We'll see if that ends up being the case, but it should be okay. We could definitely play Naneke here on that ranged row. Give it a charge with Demavend. This is more likely to survive than the Siege Tower, so we'll play her first. See if we can then get Trident value, and then, yeah, make sure we're getting all those Demavend procs. We'll save the Siege Tower for later in the game, and then, yeah, it should be all good in the hood, right? We can even pop Anna down as well if we want to get that one rolling. That engine is pretty powerful. I do think Tridam's probably fine though. If we want to play in the back row, that will enable the Anna next turn, so I think we do that, even though, you know, he has this reinforced trebuchet. I mean, if we're lucky enough, we could even snipe it down. Oh, that could have been really funny, but no. I mean, it's very low health, so we could, you know, snipe it later, or potentially just Arachas Venom to deal with that. Not too bad. Botchling going to come down. That one's a bit annoying because it can definitely mess with our damage a little bit. Yeah, not too happy about that. But okay, we'll give a charge to Naneke here. We don't want to play the Siege Tower just yet. We'll save that for later on. If we even need it. I mean, yes, it's good to get that one online with the Tridam and it's technically maximizing points, but I think getting the Anna Strenga around is actually basically worth the same or even more points. So I think we'll just do that here. This could even snipe the trebuchet if we're lucky enough. She will of course boost both these guys. Very cool. Getting that kill is nice. And we'll see where we go from here. Witch is on front. Siege Tower can do stuff. But you're seeing here that we don't really need like a lot. Like our engines are kind of survivable on their own, right? Things like Naneke, things like, you know, Tridam, like they're not always getting removed. In fact, quite often they aren't getting removed, which can be really, really good, you know, for this deck to thrive, I suppose. So here, Unicorn on Anna looks pretty nice. The one worry is that he can then play Avalak and Corvo. Can't disrupt it, but I think it's worth the risk. If he had it, he probably would have already, you know, tried it. And this is just such good value because we're of course getting the Tridam extra point every turn as well. So effectively 3 points per turn, more than the Botchling gives, right? So that's definitely nice. Yeah, but we're going to lack a bit of removal here, and of course, yeah, Selkirk can get some stuff done. If he rams himself into Anna, it's not going to be worth a huge amount of points for him, so he could kill the Tridam, I guess. That would probably be the best, you know, move for him. But Anna probably going to stick around, which is feeling pretty good. He's going to give it a full test charge anyway, I guess, to make it bigger so that it actually wins this fight. That makes some sense. Okie dokie. So we also have to decide which row are we going to play into for the Commander's Horn. We don't need to worry about that just yet. I think we're fine just playing Siege Tower melee now. It might die. It might. It's very possible, guys, but we can still give the Naneke charge here and then boost this up, deal the damage. Just keep that rolling. Why not? Right now we're ahead by a pretty significant amount, and we have some really big powerful plays coming up. But okay, guys, there is Avalak, and that can mean his, you know, whatever kind of finisher he's running could be pretty potent. So we'll see how that goes. I think here playing Stennis is probably fine onto the Siege Tower. It's kind of the same difference whether we boost Naneke with it or the Siege Tower, right? One way or the other we're getting 2 points. I like this way. This way makes me happy. So if he has Corvo at this point of the game, it's not going to be that devastating. Like, it'll be a fair amount of points, and there it is. So we can maybe kill it as well with the Arachas Venom if we feel like doing that. Also, it seems like he doesn't realize he can proc the Botchling. Yeah, he doesn't know. Okay, that's kind of awkward for him. This guy maybe not, you know, not up to date with the patch, with the current patch and all that stuff. So I think here, guys, we go with Chironex, because if we hit the Illyrian Cavalry and he doesn't boost it up enough, we can then Arachas Venom and kill Corvo. We'll see if he, you know, spots that. if he does, then we won't be able to go for that play like properly, but I think it's worth doing. We might miss out, I guess, on a little bit of yeah, on a little bit of value if he plays an engine like a Kedweni Revenant or something, but it's not super likely, and I don't think it matters too much either. We can go for the Witches on the back actually and horn that, so that should be good. Yennefer, okay. Comes down pretty late, but could still be worth a fair amount of points. We'll see if he buffs that up. He doesn't go for it. Oh no. That's unfortunate for the opponent. Now this Araka's Venom isn't even great, but just the fact that we're killing 2 engines with it, he might not realize he can heal the botchling as well. That makes it significantly better than it would otherwise be, but this Yennefer proc's pretty painful. No doubt about it, and he gets the second one of it, potentially if his, botchling or whatever lines it up. And we can't play Horn next turn because we have to Witches, so not too bad, not too shabby from the opponent. We can boost stuff with the tower, I guess, to try to play around Yennefer a little bit. I don't know, this is an interesting version of Foltest, I'm not gonna lie, guys. Pretty cool that you can actually give the Zeal to Yennefer if you want to, just deal a big amount of damage immediately. That's something you're able to do with that card. So we'll see what he goes for here. I actually think it's probably correct for me to play Witches on the front row. And the reason for that is, most likely his last card is Gaunter, right? No, never mind. He hasn't got any more Foltest procs, so we're actually probably fine to go on back row. Then again, I mean, if we're a little bit afraid of, we should be maybe afraid of him killing one of my units on front and then we don't get horn value. I think the extra point on Trident won't matter here, just getting the full horn will be enough, so let's go for that. And we'll go for another siege tower, seems good. Not too shabby. Okay, we'll see what he's got as his last card. He does get to click Yen another time, but he has to beat a horn, +7, so we should have him. A little bit of a weird game, I must say. I probably made some, maybe not perfect decisions. The Trident could have gone on front row. In hindsight, the siege tower was living, so that might have worked out quite well, but in reality, I mean, we ended up being fine. The Yerda not really going to be coming down late enough to deal with our horn, so pretty good stuff. Managing to just outvalue this Foltest player pretty much. With the engines, I mean, he even had engines himself, right, but not just the engines, but the value cards as well. Very cool. Alright, we'll take that one, but maybe it wasn't the best representation of the deck, who knows? Let's jump into another and see how it goes. Alright guys, let's get into game number 2. Up against Harold, pretty powerful leader. Hard to say whether he's better or worse or the same after the patch. I haven't really played too much with him or against him. Here, we probably can get rid of a Ballista, we don't want too many of them at the start. They're just not really that many points. I mean, they're 5, they're okay. Siege support might be worse, we can consider getting rid of him. And here, I mean, we could look for Witches. The rest of the hand is fine. Do we want to mulligan anything? Probably another Ballista, honestly. Get rid of that. Get the Witches, get the thinning. Have to be a little bit afraid of the Marauder at the start of the game, so I think we do go with Botchling, actually. Just to tank the damage a little bit. Because, of course, we can use the, can use the Botchling click to effectively heal it if he does Marauder now and deal damage to our guys. So I think this is probably correct. And then we'll see where we go from there. Probably a machine of some kind, get a Demavend charge going, but who knows. So we can definitely click the Botchling here just to allow us to actually boost one of our things. And I think we play the Ballista. We can actually heal this up as well with tactical advantage, and probably there's no reason not to, apart from him having Unicorn Kyronex in hand simultaneously, which isn't too likely, I want to say. It's probably not going to happen. Pretty far ahead right now, of course he played the Spear, so we have a little bit of time to develop our stuff before maybe taking a nice pass, hopefully gaining card advantage or winning the round. That would be ideal, wouldn't it? That would be the ideal. And of course we've got the Tridam synergy going on if we need that. Anna we can get online this round as well. Typically if you have Botchling unanswered, he can really push around solo, but here it's going to get dealt with gonna be just artifact spam by the looks of things, which isn't necessarily the end of the world. We can in fact remove Roach, so I think we'll go for that. And then the decision is between Naneke and a Siege Tower, I suppose. Probably because we want to get that Demavend online and not be, clicking the Ballista with it. Just because it looks like he won't have many units, and that might mean the Ballista isn't very valuable. I think the tower here is good. If we can give that an extra charge, we can either get Anna online, we can get Tridam, some extra value, or, we can just get the points from that if it's not removed. And I think, yeah, Tridam looks good here. We can get some nice value from this. Very cool. It's going to be able to deal damage to the longship. No problems there. And we're starting to, be very far ahead here. Once we get down to 4 cards, then we can definitely think about a pass if it's going to endanger his card advantage prospects. We'll see how much he commits to this round, but so far we're looking pretty good. We're playing engines and they're not getting dealt with, en masse, so that's usually quite a good sign. Of course, Harold always has these big catch-up mechanics in the form of Wild Boar of the Sea or whatever, so that's a bit of a pain to deal with if we have to deal with that. But here, what can we go for? We could probably play Naneke. I'm worried that it might be too much of a commitment, so Lambert is also a possibility. Kind of like playing Lambert. I don't know, maybe we do need to play Naneke, because we are pretty incentivized winning the round against Harold. I don't know. Naneke and then Lambert. Yeah, that's probably what we have to do, guys. I don't love it. I really don't love it, but we might even be able to hold on to Witches. This Naneke is going to represent a lot of points, so, as long as our Tridam doesn't die.
What's this one?
Oh, he's actually going to kill Naneke, okay. Fair enough, we still do get the value on Siege Tower with the Demavend proc, so I'm not too sad about that, actually. In fact, it's maybe even good for me. Yeah, maybe not good, but, not a bad thing, really, let's be honest. So, what else have we got here? We could have actually played Anna there, maybe that would have been correct. Got to ask yourself, is Anna worth less than Witches? I think Witches are fine to play, though, honestly. Yeah, we'll do that. It's just such a large amount of tempo. Like, I'm not even sure Wild Boar will catch him up if he, is relying on that to take the round. And even if it is, well, whatever. Not the end of the world. He's going to be very far behind, so we might be able to get extra cards from him. Not sure. We're a little bit scared of not taking a pass because
you stand before the Queen of Skellige.
We might get overtaken if we don't. How's a pretty scary one because his leader effect is just so damn strong with what's his face, Dagger. Here though, I think there's a pretty clear Arrakis Venom. We're not sufficiently pressured that we need to leave the round yet. Wild Boar's not set up, so we can continue to push here, I think. If we are able to take the round without committing good cards, like, okay, we managed to just use a 7 provision card to seal out the game, the round there. That's pretty nice. Will allow us to go to round 3 if we want to. And I think we're forced to do that because bleeding Harold is going to be pretty damn difficult. Honestly, maybe we should play a card or two to either, to maybe get out artifacts from him. Limit their value a little bit. Here I think we'll mulligan the Ballista. Although it might be nice to have that as just an easy drop at the start of the round. Alternatively have Siege Tower for that. What else could we draw into here? Probably Siege Tower is the thing that we want to play here. I don't know. No, it's a bit tricky, isn't it? Because if we do that, then he'll just go with a Marauder and overtake us. Yeah, guys, honestly, we probably have to pass, I think. I think we have to pass and just hope that our engines outvalue his artifacts and whatever. And honestly, they probably will. We'll see. I mean, maybe not. Who knows? If we get Commander's Horn, that'll be a nice push. And all in all, just, yeah. Get the points, hopefully, in this round. Of course. If we can, we want to hit the Tridam and the Kedweni book guys and Horn as well, so we'll start by getting rid of Siege Support, I think. Horn is good, and then Ballista we can kick as well. Tridam is a good pickup. We have Vest, so we can maybe make some stuff happen with her as well. Now the question becomes, do we play Siege Tower immediately, or do we go with the Ballista for the more safe approach? I quite like playing the Siege Tower. It'll most likely get removed, but yeah, I guess Ballista's kind of the safe way to go. If he removes this, then maybe our other engines will survive that matter more. If he doesn't remove it, it might be a tell that he doesn't have removal at all. Or we at least get some value from Demavend before being shut down on the Siege Tower in a turn or two. All in all though, the hand quality is looking pretty nice. A little bit curious he played the Witches before the Spear, but fair enough I guess. The interesting thing about the Spear now is it does open us up to Pirate Captain being a bit of a problem. Which is annoying, but that's just life sometimes. I think we can go with Vess if we want. If we're not scared of longships, they've already been played. I think we just Vess a Witcher, shoot the other Witchers. And yeah, he can kill this if he wants. If he does, that's actually good, because we'll have, you know, extra engines alive, hopefully. Vess is, you know, in some ways it's just a bait, effectively. Saying, yo buddy, I've got Zeal boys that you need to remove. You know, units that will profit from the Zeal effect. Here, I actually kind of like playing Stennis, I'm not going to lie, guys. Maybe it's a bit slow, but I want my guys to not be damaged. And this will give it a charge, which, you know, is perfectly fine. We do want to get the Anna online, so we're going to need to rely a little bit on either Unicorn, Horn, or the Siege Tower to make that work. Avoid killing the bear, that will be that will make his other bear better if he has one. Oh, okay. Gonna be a great sword. So this one we can actually just remove when it gets quite big. Could even remove it now, I suppose it's kind of the same difference, right? Yeah, we should probably, I mean we can just get rid of it now, yeah. Unless we're worried about a res or something on that. Interesting, I mean, we also have a spot now to play something like the Siege Tower. I kind of want to do it, I think I do. Just because he doesn't have the Bloodthirst enabled yet, so this might survive if he can't Pirate Captain it, so he has to have a Wolf or something else. And then we can always Kyrenex next turn. If this doesn't die, then it maybe allows us to Anna, get some other engine around, and then get some more Demavend value as well.
Don't you pester me.
But it's not looking too bad. Right now we're ahead and we're uneven, so yep, that's going to be fine for us. A little bit scared of the Herald in conjunction with this, but he might assume that since we haven't killed it, we won't be able to. I'm going to gamble a little bit, guys, because I feel like gambling. So let's play the Anna now. Yeah, let's do that, and then give the charges to Siege Tower, of course. Boost our guys up. Very nice. I love this combo, because Anna gets her value immediately. She's not losing any value, even if she gets removed in some capacity after the fact. Okay, that's kind of annoying, but we could probably play into the back row now. Maybe we play one more into front row. Yeah, I kind of like that, and then we get the Horn value, and then we can, after that, decide to pass if we want to do that. So we'll kill this first, and then we'll Horn probably, and then we can go into back row after that if we need to deny the Dragon Stream value. Honestly, we might not even care, because Tridem on front row gives us a lot of value, a lot of points. Might have been better to play Tridem there, technically speaking, but Kyrenex feels really good in case he has some kind of damage here. It's possible, I guess, that he would have a little bit of damage. Yeah, okay, he actually has a Savage Bear. So we get pretty big time rewarded for playing Kyrenex. Otherwise, it would have been out of reach, his greatsword. So, I think we do this pretty much every time. Get the Horn value. We can also, of course, give a charge to this Siege Tower, which is just going crazy this turn. A little bit unfortunate for him that he didn't remove that, because it's getting us so many points. I love Demavend, man. It's like the engines get you actually a lot of value when they don't get removed. Whoa! That Siege Tower took a lot of hits. And even when they do get removed, it's not necessarily the end of the world. Yeah, here we're definitely going to go Unicorn onto Anna and just keep her pumping those points out onto our board. No problem there. Tridem isn't the best finisher, so honestly he might be winning if he has the goods. We do have another charge for Demavend. Okay, that's not really doing anything. So Yeah, I mean, it's very, very close, guys. It is very, very
Awaiting
close.
your orders.
But I think we just about have it. Surprisingly close, actually, considering how well that went for us. Um,
Well played.
do we have it? I don't know. I
For
think
a
this does
land
proc.
rat.
Yeah, good. Good stuff. I'm still even not sure if that's happening. Damn, scary finishers, guys. Scary finishers. But, okay. That worked out well for us. Did manage to take the win in both games, but still a lowly rank 4 player. I'll have to climb in the coming days, but if you want to watch me on stream doing that, do check it out on Twitch. Otherwise, stay tuned for the next video, hopefully tomorrow, and I'll see you guys next time.